Well, meanwhile, a group of nationally elected officials in Africa, Asia, Latin America and the Pacific are calling on other parliamentarians worldwide to speak as one on the same subject. Well, one of that group is Juanita Goebertus, member of the House of Representatives of Colombia. She joins me now live from Bogota. Thank you very much for joining us. What is it precisely that you're calling for?
Good morning here from Bogota. Thank you for having us here. This is a parliamentarian's call for a fossil fuel free future. We already have an initiating group of 20 elected representatives from around the globe, but particularly the global south. But we've already have almost 100 of more parliamentarians also decided to sign. And basically we're calling for four main elements. One, end new expansion of oil, gas and coal production. Second, phase out the existing oil, gas and coal in a manner that, of course, is fair and equitable and taking into account the different contexts. Third, commit to 100% access to renewable energy globally. And fourth, of course, enact both internationally and local budgets to be able to support the swift and just transition nationally and globally.
If we don't see those changes, what is the impact in your view?
Well, for example, in the case of Colombia, we have a relatively clean energy matrix, but we depend on our export of coal. If we do not start very, very soon on phasing out this dependence on coal, well, those areas that provide for biodiversity for the whole world to be able to mitigate global change are going to continue to disappear. And our only chance of being able to really support and make sure that we contribute significantly to tackling this global climate crisis is if we make sure that those communities that are in areas that are very much biodiverse have economic and social alternatives to be able to have a good livelihood in conservation. But that depends on interdependence and making sure that globally we tackle this collectively. This is why, as parliamentarians, we're calling on more parliamentarians to join us in this call.
Isn't the problem that we need a sort of revolution in our lifestyle globally, and that is expensive and politically difficult, and we're not likely to see that, are we?
Absolutely, absolutely. We're basically focusing in this call on fossil fuels and the idea that we need to make sure that we end new expansion and phase out the existing one. But of course, as you're saying, there's a lot of other elements that have to do as how, as a global society, we face this situation. And it has to do with changing the way that we consume, the way that we live our livelihoods, the way that we understand how this world is going to be in the future.
OK, Juanita Goebertus, thank you very much for your time today. Thank you.
Gita, thank you for the invitation.